So quit reading one scripture and then try to apply it, to somebody's life. You need to read what is said before it got to that point. Like people said, the Bible said, "Judge not lest ye be judged," and I'm like, well, that's cool with me, because did you finish reading on? I'm paraphrasing here. It said, "Judge not lest ye be judged. For whatever judgment you judge with, that same judgment you're going to be judged with." So me, if I'm judging with a righteous judgment to where I point something out about you, and me and you discuss it and we talk about it, and I try to build you up from there, I sure will want somebody to judge me the same way. You get what I'm saying? That's why he say things, all this stuff ties together. That which you sow, you shall also reap. If my heart intention is to come at you to try to help you, and if you're not receiving that in the way you think I'm being mean or to you, and I'm pointing you out and I'm pulling your card or I'm embarrassing you, when the whole intentions of my heart is to build you up, then yes, of course, I would want you to judge me the same exact way, if that's your heart's intent. But if your heart's intent just to, well, you ain't perfect, you ain't either, then why you talking about everybody else? See, that's what I'm saying. That type of thing right there, you will never be able to receive a change in you if all you are set on is being in a defensive mode. All of us get like that. You'll be lying. We out the same way. A pastor can get up there, preach and teach and talk about something, and he's pulling my card, and all of a sudden, then it's like, oh, wait. But is what he's saying true? Because that's what I'm saying. We so built on being defensive that we can never receive if that very thing that we're being defensive about is going to actually help us. So yeah, when the Bible said, "Judge not lest you be judged, for whatever judgment you judge, you're going to be judged with the same judgment." But if I'm judging you and point things out about you that might be wrong, or the things I'm pointing things out that is wrong with the intentions of helping you to fix it, then if I'm doing something wrong, I would want the person to do the same thing to me. If y'all follow me. Okay, so anyway, back on this thing about the whole notion of, the mind. Again, I'm referring to this again because I want this to stick to you guys. Your mind does not care what you plant in it, but your mind will return to you what you planted. So if you say, I can't figure out, that's what I'm saying, guys, it's going to go a long way. There's going to be some people that's going to be mad. I'm telling you right now, I understand it. When you get depressed, how do you think your depression seems to deepen? I'm talking thought wise. I'm not talking about nobody that says that you have a chemical imbalance and your body's not able to produce dopamine or serotonin or oxytocin to be released when you do certain things. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about the ones that you know within yourself, that you allow these thoughts, that you allow certain type of people, that you allow certain type of influences get in your mind, to get in your well-being, to get in your spirit, and you know this stuff is bringing you down. You know it's bringing you down. And as you go deeper and deeper and deeper into a depression and get more depressed, ask yourself and think about it. When you go deeper into the depression, tell me more negative things ain't happening. More negative things are just flooding in. You just, oh my God, I just can't get ahead. And now you find yourself actually agreeing with it. I just can't get ahead. Negative stuff coming in. Man, you're never gonna, I just can't get ahead. Oh my God, I'm never gonna get out of it. See, and when you say things like that, you have to really think about it. You are actually agreeing with the depression. When you are messed up in your mind, you just down and out and all stuff like that, and then more things start to come in and you start to agree with it by saying, I'm never going to get out of this. I'm never going to get out of this, because you feel yourself sinking more. I'm never going to get out of this. Again, you hear me say, you feel yourself, you're thinking that way. You're thinking that particular way. And then it doesn't help when you go to certain crowds of people and you talk to them about that. See, that's one thing you don't understand either. A lot of us don't understand. When we go, and this is to the ones that might be counselors, if y'all are watching right now, counselors, AA meeting teachers, whatsoever. If you are watching right now, I say this, one of the worst things you can do, to me, in my opinion, when you go to an AA meeting or something like that, somebody can be sober or something like that for years or months. The worst thing you can do is keep on having to repeat, I am. My name is Ty and I'm an alcoholic. My name is Ty and I'm a drug addict. My name is Ty and no, you need to get away from the I am. If you've been healed from that and sober from that, no longer, no, I am an alcoholic. I was, but that's not who I am now. So anyway, I kind of got off track right there. What I'm saying all this for is that if you are a counselor, AA meeting teacher, or anything like that, what needs to be done is you have to allow those people to say what they need to say to you, because they're coming to you for a reason. They're coming to you for help. They're coming to you for an answer. So let me give you an example right here. My son, one of my sons, they're little. If he comes up to me and say, Daddy, such and such did this to me, Now, you know why he's telling me that? He's looking for an answer out of me. He's looking for me to do something about it. In other words, help. That's why he's telling me. But this is what a lot of people do. Okay, let's just say I go to somebody and I talk to them and I say, man, you know what? Man, I'm having a really rough day right now, man. I just had so much stuff happen today, man, and some people made me mad. And then this person goes, oh yeah, man, that happens to me too, man. You know, I get mad and all that too, man. I mean, somebody made me so mad, and man, ooh, and they made me so mad. See, you're missing the point. I'm not telling you this so you can share your story with me. I'm talking from a person that's seeking help out standpoint. Okay? Right now, think about me being the person that's asking for help, and I just told you this story. Hey man, I'm having a really rough day, man. Some people made me mad. I got so angry. I just wanted to punch somebody, man. God, man, I'm just trying to unwind a little bit. You know, when they do that, they're looking for you to listen to them. They're looking for you to actually offer some type of rebuttal, in the sense of, when I say rebuttal, folks, I don't mean like I'm about to no, what I mean is that they're looking for some type of answer out of you. They're looking for some type of thing that you might be, they're looking for something for you to offer them that can help them with this situation or this issue that they're telling you about. Now, when they do that, you have to ask yourself if you're really listening to them. So, like I said, things are successful. I know people got ways of doing things, but I found the most success in not doing it that way. Even with like these AA meetings, the after school program I went to, Homework Hangout in Decatur, Illinois, had something where we got to sit in on things like that, and it just changed the whole perspective up when I actually offered that type of advice. Like, you know, instead of everybody going around in a circle, I'm not trying to call the church out, but a church I went to down in Florida, before we went out and did anything like singing, and if y'all listening, y'all know I'm not hating on y'all, I love y'all. Before we went out and did any type of singing with the choir, whatever, Wednesday night church, if the choir was, Sunday and Sunday night, the choir would gather in the back before we all went out, as a musician, before I went out, and people would hold hands and ask for prayer requests. I tell you, there was no difference between a prayer request and it was being at an AA meeting. I heard, guys, I'm going to the doctor. Just pray that I get a good report. Oh, well, you know what? I'm supposed to be going to the doctor too, and I want everybody to pray that I get it. Well, and you know what, guys, too, you know, I had a really rough week, and you know, that devil sure is busy, and he is. I just want y'all to pray. And it just keeps going. I got to the point where I'm like, oh my God, like, is it? I'm just saying. The whole point of telling these things is so you can do something to offer them something that can help. Some of the stuff I'm just like, well, you know what? You said you're going to the doctor because they suspect that you might have type 2 diabetes. Well, Brother Brightoff, you are kind of like, you know, 5 foot even, pushing 260. Well, I think you don't even need the prayer. I think God is pretty much like, do I really need to come down and tell you, just turn on your TV and look up the word diet? I mean, we do that to ourselves. So anyway, what I'm saying this all for is this. Anytime you have a meeting like that, AA meeting, some things like that, the point of somebody telling you something is for you to possibly offer them a way out. But when you go into this circle of everybody saying, my issue is this too. Oh, mine is too. Oh, mine is too. Oh, mine is too. Oh, mine is too. Mine is too. Well, then at the end it almost become like a, what I call like a one-up game. Well, somebody else is getting ready to tell their story, and it's going to be worse than that. Oh, well, man, if you think that's something, check this out. I smoked 2 of them in one day, and then the other person, oh, well, you said you smoked 2 in it? Well, here, check this out. I got so used to it, and not only did I do 2, I did 3, and then I drank 6 beers behind it. So it becomes like this, almost like this competitive thing to see who has the worst stories. And I noticed that with some of my patients too. They come in and can have a sprained ankle, and all I want to know, how did you do it? They say, well, I turned my ankle this way. So in physical therapy, any therapist that's watching, y'all know we call that an inversion sprain. I don't care if you fell down some steps. I don't care if you stepped on an acorn. I don't care if you fell off a horse. I don't care if you slipped on some ice. When you walk in and your ankle turned in, if your ankle's like this and it turned in and you sprained your ankle, we don't care how you did it, but we just know that's an inversion sprain. And once we recognize what type of sprain it is, us therapists, we are going, okay, we know that first of all, it's going to be rest, ice compression, elevation. Depends on how many weeks the sprain was ago. Okay, now that we know the pain is starting to, go away and all that, we're going to work on some rate. We already got the plan mapped out for what you're going to do. We have something called a protocol. Now, what if you came to a therapist and said, hey, my ankle is bruised. I turned my ankle. I have a sprain. And we said, oh, well, you know what? Man, my son, he sprained his ankle too. It was a bad sprain. And you're going to be looking at us like, but I came to you to help me with the ankle. I didn't come to you to hear you talk about how your son sprained his ankle. Y'all follow me on that? So anyway, I'm gonna pause this again. All right, we're gonna move on to the next one.